So just as we did when we won the Africa Cup of Nations back in 2019, we'll be playing Burundi before the tournament once again. That's right, Algeria have confirmed their first two games of the new year. They're both going to be AFCON warm-up friendlies, as I alluded to earlier on. But perhaps not the opponents we were expecting. We're playing against two teams that haven't even qualified for the tournament. That could be a good thing, that could also be a bad thing. I think there's a sense of maybe Belmadi doesn't want to play against a team he might face in the latter stages. If we played Cameroon and then played them later on, it'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? We want to keep our cards close to the table and not show anyone what we've got up our sleeve. It might work out, it might make the players think they don't need to jump out of first gear, but hopefully it's more to build up their fitness as well and get Belmadi working out what is going to be his best team for that Angola game in match day 1. So here's the plan. Basically, Belmadi's already in Algeria. On the 25th of December, the Algeria camp will start in Algeria, and then the national team will set off to Lomé in Togo, which is where we're going to be doing our warm-up camp. So the main camp is going to be in Togo, which is next door neighbours to Ivory Coast, rather than last time when we trained in Qatar and then flew all the way to Cameroon. This is good preparation. So once in Togo on January 1, there'll be a training camp there, and there'll be two friendlies. So both the friendlies will take place in Lomé, which is next door to Ivory Coast. So they're essentially two away friendlies. The conditions will be good in the sense that it will be similar to the climate of Ivory Coast and stuff like that. There's other nations playing games in Dubai, like Nigeria, like Congo. You know, we've been down that road before, having camps in Doha. This is better, I think. I'm quite happy we're doing it here. I'm sure they would have had a long, extensive list of places they researched where they wanted to play. Then on the 5th of January, we're going to be playing against Togo in Togo, essentially Togo away in Lomé. And then on the 9th of January, we're going to be playing against Burundi in Togo. So again, basically playing Burundi away. And then after that game's finished, the team will travel on the 10th to, not Abidjan, but Bouaké in Ivory Coast, which is where all three of our group stage games will be taking place, kicking off with the game against Angola on the 15th of January. Now, like I said, we're playing against two nations that haven't qualified. So these teams can't even get the permission to release their best players. So it won't even be a full-strength Togo, it won't be a full-strength Burundi, it will probably be a team of players that play in Africa for those teams. So you'd expect Algeria to get 2 wins over the line there. Also, there's no incentive for Togo or Burundi to play well because they're not preparing for a tournament. They both failed to qualify, so they don't need to test players. They don't need to find best systems. They're using it as probably a warm-up for future World Cup qualifiers and stuff like that. So the reality is Algeria should be avoiding injuries. There should be no serious crunching tackles. I mean, look at the Egypt game when Tuba got karate kicked in the head and there was a red card and yellow cards every 5 seconds. Won't be anything like this. I think that this is very much for us. This is not about Algeria sizing up opponents. This is about for us. What's the best team? What's the best system with a half-decent opponent to try up against? And I'm sure, you know, like you see in the friendlies, there'll be 6 changes at half-time and stuff like that probably. We're not going to want to risk too many players' fitness going into the competition. Could it be an opportunity to give fitness and game time to the likes of a Mandy or a Banassa who have been injured for a while, to a Slimani perhaps, get them playing football again? That would be a much wiser thing to do, in my opinion. But really exciting now that we've got 2 games to look forward to. The question is, of course, will Belmadi let them be televised? We've seen in the past he's played these pre-AFCON friendlies behind closed doors. Will he do the same? We played Togo away in one of Belmadi's first ever games. I think we won the game like 4-0, 4-1. Yusuf Attal scored a cracking goal, ran the pitch and scored. Another player that's not hardly played any football. We've got a lot of players that haven't played that much football, but of course Attal is out of his hands, but he'll be there nonetheless. He's got to start both games, get back up to speed. But yeah, let's see. I think we should beat Togo. I think we should beat Burundi. Of course, we drew to Burundi 1-1 prior to the last Africa Cup of Nations, and then ended up going on to win it. So this is very much about performance and not results going into these 2 friendlies. But maybe some people are disappointed. Maybe some people wanted blockbuster Cameroon, Ghana, Nigeria matches to prepare for the tournament. Mauritania, for example, we've got them in this group. They're going to be playing Tunisia. So that's their preparation for playing us. I can't see a link between Togo and Burundi and any of the nations we have to play. maybe Togo is a bit like Burkina Faso, but it won't even be anywhere near as good a side as what Burkina Faso put up against us in match day 2. So that's the plan going forward. So we're looking forward to looking ahead to the Togo game, the Burundi game, and then the tournament kicks off on the 13th of January. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.